Right guys, so in this video we're going to take the script that we did last time, which was the script for interacting with the door. Obviously we just walked up to it, pressed E and the door opened, and we're going to add an extra level of difficulty to that because we're going to make this only work when you have picked up a key. So that's the plan. This is a little bit more difficult because it uses 3 different blueprints talking to each other essentially. We're going to use a key, we're going to make a new blueprint for the key. We're going to use the character blueprint, and we're also going to use the door blueprint, obviously. So to start with, I'm just going to right click in the content browser and create a new class. I'm going to call this key underscore BP, obviously BP being for blueprint. I'm going to load that up. I'm also going to load up, just so I've got them all in one place, I'm going to edit the blueprint for my door, and also I'm going to edit the first person character blueprint. So I'll start with the key because that's nice and simple. We're just going to add a couple of things in here before we start blueprinting. I'm going to put a cube in just because I don't have a key asset pre-made, and I'm also going to put a box collision in as well because obviously we need something to tell us when they've gone to pick the key up. So I am going to make this collision massive around it. I am also then going to change the collision so that it is custom. I'm going to ignore everything but the pawn because that's what we do. I'm going to compile that. Make sure to keep compiling as well because sometimes things don't save that should save. I've lost a couple of videos already to that. So first person character controller, or blueprint should I say. We're only going to do one thing to this. I don't really like editing this too much because it's got all your movement scripts and stuff and you don't want to mess with them too much. But we're just going to add a variable to this. That's all we're going to do. We're going to add a boolean, and this is going to be key pick up, and I'm just going to put a C at the end of it so I know that that's the character, because there's going to be 2 variables that are very similar and you can run into problems with that. Right, so I'm going to compile that. I'm going to go back into my key and I'm going to go into the event graph. I'm going to delete everything that's there by default because I don't need it. And then clicking the box collision, I am going to right click, add an event, add a collision event, and it's going to be the classic begin overlap on the component. So this is obviously testing to see if the characters overlap to that. Then I'm going to use an interesting node called cast2 node because this basically changes a variable in a different script, and this is going to go to the first person character, and obviously the other actor and object are the same thing, and we are just going to set key pickup C, set that, and make sure to tick this box because obviously we want to set it up so that it edits that. So that's 2 scripts that's 2 blueprints we've edited. We just need to change the door and that should work. So yeah, nice and simple. So let's go into the door. So I've set up a new variable here called key gain. So obviously let me remove that so you see how that's done. So yeah, right click there, key gained, and make sure to click the I as well, just so that you can edit it from other scripts. So this is how this is going to work. So I'm going to use something called a branch, which will go between pressing E and the timeline. So that goes in there, that goes in there. I'm going to drag that into there and get that. So this is basically saying only work when you press E if this is true. So that's why the true is coming out there. False is obviously goes somewhere else, but we're not really using that, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, we've set that kind of main thing up there. Now what we need to do is set it up so that we edit this based off the character. So I'm going to drag out from other actor, because bear in mind this collision is set up to only work with the character. We're going to go to this. We're going to cast to first person character again. We've done this before, so we should be alright at it. And then quite simply, we are going to drag from there, get key pickup C. So there's that. And then we are also going to set key gained. So make sure you click the right one. This is why I called them different things, because the key gained obviously is the one in the door. So we're going to set that, and we're not going to set that to true or to false. We are literally just going to set it to whatever key pickup is. So we're pretty much done. The only thing we need to do is obviously nothing's triggering this. So the way I'm going to set this up is I'm just going to say that on the overlap, that's when it'll do it. So after it's enabled the input, that's when this will all go through. So we should see now, if I compile this, make sure all the other scripts are compiled. I'm going to drag my key into the scene somewhere, or else it's definitely not going to work. I walk up to here, pressing E, nothing's happening. I walk over to my key block, walk back over, and if I press E, there we go. So what we've got there, quite simply, is a door opening based off a key. You could also think about it being like a trigger if you wanted to get a little bit fancier with it. You could go into the key, you could set up an interact function, much like we've done on the door. I'm not going to go over that again though, because we've done it once before. We've done the whole enable input. So you could do that to the key and switch it from being a key to being a trigger or a switch. If you want to make it fancier, you could also add some form of destroying the key, or however you want to do it. You could parent it to the character's hand. But there's too many different potentials for me to go into them all individually. But that should give you a good idea on how to set that up to work with a key and a door and the situation between the two. So thanks a lot. I'll catch you later.